determination to conquer all my ambitions. Despite all the conditions, in light of my past decisions, made it to this position, and so my disposition, not seeing no limits, killing the competition. Yeah, I'm a beast, now I'm unleashed, ready to feast, calm and peace, not in the least.
What's going on, people? It is Saturday and the next podcast is live. I hope you guys are having a great start to the weekend. I know I am. I am full. I was actually at my nephew's second birthday party, so I am full of baked ziti, sausage, and peppers. But guys, we have an awesome show lined up for you today. I do have my cup of coffee, my bottle of water, and yes, I am a vapor, so I have my mod with me as well. But I also have an incredible panel, and I need to introduce these guys. First off, coming live from the 405, and you know, he's just trying to talk to those intelligent gamers out there. As you can see, he is the winner of the gameplay from last week's next podcast. It is K Mega.
There can only be one.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, and it tastes real good to have that victory sauce, baby. It tastes so good.
Did you see them gold diamonds falling, man?
I did, man. I like that. I like that as we watching the Highlander or K Mega Lander take care of business and let the underlings go ahead and win. I'm already going to give my vote to Pred. He deserves it. I don't know. I need to see what Dark Arter is going to do. But you get no love from me. Anyway, so no.
Man, so haters gonna hate, yo. Haters gonna hate.
And the Don, he was so terrified so devastated by getting that ass whooping. He just decided not to come tonight. So it's all good. So anyway, man, it's glad to be here. I've been working my ass off. On top of that, didn't even have GRG for like 2 weeks. I'll be definitely back for that. And also, I will be doing game night tonight, Battlefield 1, and after that, playing Halo 5. So let's get it.
Nice, man. And before I go on with the introductions, I want to give a huge shout out for a first-time watcher, none other than Foxy Games UK in the chat. What is up? Welcome to the next podcast family, man. You guys want to say hi?
What's up, man? What's up, man?
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Nice. Well, next on the list, coming back freshly from saving the world for the 52nd time, I believe. Not only that, I just gotta let you guys know, if you want to get him into a game, he needs that red carpet treatment. I am talking about Dark Artemis!
Well, dude, that's because I'm a VIO, you know?
VIO?
Very important otter. Okay.
Hear the sound.
My phone's charging. I can't play this right now.
Nice. His phone's charging. But no, man. What's up, everyone? Man, it's good to be here tonight. I'm ready to get into these topics and make fun of K Mega. You know. I think, you know what? I'm not gonna make fun of K Mega tonight because I think that's how he's
let him
winning.
make fun of himself.
It's because he keeps winning because like we keep making fun of him.
That could be. It could be sympathy votes, man. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
You just showed up.
Oh,
what? Who showed up? What happened?
I'm seeing the Don's avatar on here.
I didn't think
he came through, huh?
I thought he was doing game development things, man. I didn't.
No, I figured K Mega was like whining and acting all tough, and I'm like, nah, dude. I'm gonna crash the party for a while. No, I can't skip the whole podcast, guys. If I don't finish the floor, I'm in deep trouble with the ladies, so I have to finish the flooring in my house. But at least stop by and say hi to the crew and hi to the audience for sure.
Nice. And for people who don't know, that voice that you're hearing right now, of course, is that man who invented the term "kiss that ring." I am talking the Don.
No, I adopted the term. You invented the term. I'm not sure that's the order how that works, but yeah. Just decided it's been too long since I've been on YouTube, so I figured stop by, say hi for a little bit, and then bounce when my wife starts knocking on my door. So
nice. Well, if you don't mind, Mr. Interrupter of Shows, I will like to go on with the rest of the introductions. Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, I didn't even plan to use speaking me out of the crew yet, so yeah, go ahead.
Well, next on the list, I have the true king of next podcast gameplay. For some reason, he hasn't gotten that trophy yet. He hasn't gotten that winning cup. I have no idea why, but it is my pleasure to introduce Predator!
Yo, what's up, man? Everybody's trying to make me earn it. They know I got to get best gameplay each week, week after week. You know, so what Penis Demon over there has been doing has been working to get at this level. What the hell he's got going on? The most underrated gamer coming off the bench, the fifth man. You know,
After that insult, you'll probably be going to the D League after that trash game.
I'm
All I
already in
gotta
the
say
D League. I
is
keep
put-
losing to you. I
Put the
feel
water
like I'm
boy
in
in,
the D League.
please. Put the water boy in. We all seen the movie. We know what he can do. Okay.
Oh man.
And guys, on that note, for people who don't know, we're talking about gameplay. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's at xbot448. At the end of the show, I put up a poll on who had the best gameplay. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, it says gameplay by. Now, that icon right there is K-Mega's old icon because he still hasn't sent me his new one yet. But K-Mega is off the list today because he has that winner tag in the bottom left-hand corner. Plus, if you notice the overlay, it's got some shiny gold stuff going on. That's kind of like the reward right there.
That's not a winner tag. That's a participation trophy right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen to this salt. Look at this, man.
But check this out, guys. Check this out. It is going to be between Predator, myself, Dark Optimus, and even though the Don didn't come up with gameplay, since his gameplay didn't win last week, I was like, man, what let's not, it's not going to make a difference, so I just put it in again this week. So we'll see if second time's a charm for the Don's gameplay. But other than that, we need to roll. We need to get into these topics. And, let's talk about Game Pass first, because Game Pass is a really big thing. I've seen a lot of people out on Twitter really enjoying the service. I've seen a couple of people who have claimed to be kind of like the PlayStation diehards, right? But they have an Xbox. They talk about having Game Pass and EA Access on their system. They are downloading tons of games from those two services. And I mean, who can blame them? You know, with Game Pass, you have over 160 games that you can play for $10 a month. EA Access is a similar thing, just not as many games, and they're all from the publisher EA. But they put new games in for March, and they put 8 new games in. 7 of them are already out, and games such as let's see here. I know Sonic CD is one of them. Oxenfree is another one. I have a list that I deleted. Guys, what are the other games again?
The Witcher 2.
They're back-to-back games that have been enhanced, right?
Oh.
No, we're talking about the Game Pass games. So there's Rise of Tomb Raider, there's Oxenfree, there's Sonic CD, there's
WWE 17, NBA 2K 17.
No, that's old. Those are old ones, dude.
That was last month.
Did they put Fable in there?
Yeah, Fable Anniversary.
Fable Anniversary. Okay.
Oh my goodness, I had all these down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I got most of these games, but well, except WWE, I only got one of those. Now,
I do have to say, with all this going on, you see Microsoft really pushing this Game Pass thing, and they're fleshing it out, in my opinion. They added in 8 games, right? But they also took out 12, and I will let people know when it comes to the 12. There are games like the Capcom Arcade Cabinet Collection, the Sega Genesis Streets of Rage, Sega Genesis Golden Axe Collections. The biggest name that they took out, in my opinion, is probably a game called D4, which is Dark Dreams Don't Die. It was a game that you can play with your Kinect or without. Let's go to K-Mega here first. K-Mega, what do you think, adding in 4 games, which I seem to... In my opinion, they seem to be more popular games. You got the Rise of the Tomb Raider. You're going to have Sea of Thieves, March 20th. But even games like Oxenfree, which are award-winning and stuff like that. What do you think about them adding 4 but taking away 8? And do you think you're going to see this more and more, like this kind of like heavy rotation? Because they put in less than they took out. So they took out more games than they put in. What do you think about that, man?
Well, I think it's more about just having more quality games that's going to bring people in entice people to get into the service. Because if you think about it, look, Streets of Rage is dope and everything, but who's really going to pay $9.99 for that type of game? Who's going to, and then if you look at it for now, D4 is a cool game. I still have yet to finish it, but it was more suited for the Kinect. There's nobody. Well, I mean, there's people that might still be playing on Kinect, but the masses isn't. And so that was probably another reason why they took that out. And I know you can still play it with the controller, but it was more fun if you used the Kinect. So, I think that we're going to see a lot of rotation, and they're going to be bringing more quality games, because also, as you heard, that PlayStation is going to put PS4 games on their PSN. So they're going to make that more attractive for people to sign up to their service. So Xbox is going to do the same thing. Games for gold, it really doesn't matter too much, because if you got good quality games coming to Game Pass, people are going to be going to that anyway. Plus, they're going to still keep their gold. I don't think anybody's going to get rid of their gold just because of the games that they're coming out with lately.
You need gold for multiplayer, right?
Right. So the smart thing is to entice people with the Game Pass instead of going out and then bringing out fire games for gold. I don't know why some people just complain about every damn thing, but I mean, that's just a smarter strategy, because if you're going to be bringing the bigger games, you're going to be good.
Dude, I will say, when it comes to games with gold, like was it last month? My kind of like my crown jewel in the games with gold was Split Second. Now, I got an issue though, because Split Second is a fun multiplayer game as well. Those servers were closed, so you basically didn't get the whole game because the servers were done. I have issue with what
you didn't get to play online. You didn't get to play online.
No, you can't play online. Maybe private matches, but there is no.
Oh, I don't know. There was. I didn't get a chance to play it online. They told there was some people that they played it online, and they said it ran okay. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, see, and that's my thing. If you're gonna give me games where the servers are already closed down, if you're gonna give me kind of like second-rate games for games with gold, like I want them to maintain that as well. Have that extra, for the gold, because I know you need gold to play multiplayer. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, man. Like, I think they need to sustain both of them kind of like equally here.
No, I mean, that's fine. I just feel that if you want things to be more attractive, because I mean, what's the benefit to gold is that you can play online with any game that you have, pretty much. So it's not so much about the free games. Remember when people were complaining that back when games for gold started really kind of dropping weak games, and people were like, look, why beggars can't be choosers and all this and that? Why do you want all these big labeled games when they're free? These are not games that you basically are paying for. You're paying for the service of being online and for maintenance more so than anything. So why would you complain about if you get a couple of these indie titles that you're not going to give a chance to anyway if you see them in the store? So this gives the developers an opportunity to get their game to be shown. So like Earthlock, I would have never played that game So I would have never played that game, but after I got it, and I was like, hey, this isn't too bad. And I'm an RPG fan, so I was like, okay, this is a cool little game. There's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't have paid $20 for it, but the fact of it is that since it was free, it's like the Van Helsing. I can't say that. Van Helsing.
Man, oh, country.
Let me be
Oklahoma.
Stop it. Anyway, so I see I'm going to catch hell all day for winning. Look at that. Marlo Mega in the house. Look at that gameplay, ladies and gentlemen.
More like Larlo Mega.
Anyway, so the fact of it is that you get an opportunity to play games that you might like that you wouldn't have gave a chance to put money in anyway. Now, if you come with you should have one potential game that's a heavy hitter or a game that would get people to say, oh, gold is still relevant. But this is all about Game Pass, I think, and for doing the rotation and putting in more quality games and taking out the garbage, I don't see a problem with it.
See,
personally.
that's what I've been waiting for somebody on the panel to say, and you actually said it first before we got along. But this is what I think about what's going on with Game Pass. I think Microsoft is dead ass serious about promoting Game Pass. They ran the numbers. They know what it can do. Especially when their exclusives come out. Say one doesn't sell particularly well, you're still going to have a pretty large number of active users because it's going to be in the Game Pass library. I feel like they put in 4, right, that are higher quality games, more like award-winning indies. You look at Rise of Tomb Raider. Rise of Tomb Raider is an awesome big budget game. I think what they're doing is they're going to weed out kind of like those lesser little games that they put in first just to fill out the library, and then they're going to really make it like attractive to the gamer's eye when it comes to like the holidays this year and then moving forward. So me personally, I don't think they're going to rotate a lot in and out after this year, but I think this year is where they're really going to form that kind of like gem of Game Pass titles, man. Is that what you think is going to happen, Mega?
Yeah, I do. Because if people thinking that they're going to be playing Sea of Thieves this time next year, you're wrong. Sea of Thieves will be out. I think for the games that maybe not, they'll probably won't get that much attraction in sales early. They probably will stay a little bit longer. But overall, those games that will come out that will be brand new will eventually rotate out for probably other games that will potentially be there. Nice. So, because it's just a smarter solution in my opinion.
Yeah, and let me just add, somebody put it in the chat, Super Lucky's Tale is another title, and that's an interesting title to me that they put in Game Pass, because it's like, 3-4 months old, basically, and it's already in Game Pass, so, I don't know, I wasn't big into Super Lucky's Tale. To me,
I thought it was a cute little game.
To me, it was a real kid game. I mean, you have cartoony games that have, like, massively complex platforming and stuff like that. That is not Super Lucky's Tale. It is good to sit there and play with like your kids or something like that, or have your kids play and not have to worry about what they're seeing on TV.
It's a dumbed down game. Like, no offense to it or anything like that, but it's a really simple controls, really rudimentary.
It's cute though. It's cute, and in 4K, exactly. It does look really. It shows what a cartoon game could look like in 4K. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But on that note, I'm gonna get to you, Don. I want to get to the Predator though. I want to hear what he thinks about these games being put in to Game Pass, the games that have been taken out, and. My more interesting thing, because I am very big-headed, is I want to know if you agree with me that they're going to be doing this for the first year, but after that, once they get that shining library, then they're not going to rotate so much in and out, and it's just going to be about dropping exclusives and other deals into it. Do you think that's right, dude?
I don't think that's right, because there's not enough exclusives for them to put in there right now, but they have a slew of 360 original Xbox games they could put in the Game Pass. I don't know if it was you or if it was Mega that mentioned it earlier about games with gold. They mentioned that and talked about that a little bit too. Like, I think they need to work together, but I could see them actually going through that slew of 360 games on Game Pass, and not Game Pass, but games with gold, and getting those out, because those are free. Those are free with your subscription to Xbox Live, whereas Game Pass, you have to spend $10 to get that for that month, or however long you keep the subscription. So to entice people, it's nice that they have, day and date games, exclusives that are coming out, but they don't have enough of those coming out in the next year or two that keep people coming back. I can see people dropping the $10, playing a game for a month, and then canceling a subscription after that. And I think that's what the biggest fear is.
Pred, it's funny that you say that, because that person I said that is a PlayStation fan also has an Xbox. They talked about, at first putting 3 months down on Game Pass to play Sea of Thieves for a while, and that was it. Now, here's the thing. He put that in today, and then he started looking at the games, and before you know it, he's downloaded 30 games. You don't think that, like, all the rest
I've
of
done
the
same thing.
there?
I've done the exact same thing. I went on Game Pass. I have it too. I have like 3 months of it saved up. I went on there and I started playing some games that I hadn't played in a while, but they didn't keep my interest long enough to make
DMC though, man.
What's that?
DMC, Devil May Cry, the reboot, yo.
Yeah, and that's fine. And like there's maybe like, if out of the X amount of games that are in there right now, for this month, there's probably like, for me anyway, there's probably like 5 in there I want to fuck with, right? But after that, like I'm not gonna unless I see something else pop in there that I really want. After that, I may not keep it. You know, I may just say, okay, well, this has been a good month. You know, I got the games I wanted to play. I think it's good for those guys that are chasing achievements and stuff like that. But like with the games that are coming out, not just exclusives for Xbox, but like just games in general coming out that aren't on Game Pass, I'll be spending my time playing those versus playing the games that are actually in Game Pass.
I got you, man. Now, while I have you on the mic, why don't you let people know what game is being shown right now for your gameplay, man? Because I didn't know if this was 1, if this was 2, but this is fire right here, dude.
This is Crisis 3. This is the award gameplay footage for this week that you guys are going to vote for because you guys are sick of listening to K-Mac's mouth. And
snap!
Let's go ahead and
I'm not even participating.
Man, let the man have his participation trophy.
I know. I know you're not participating. That's fine. You would have lost anyway. But stop
Hey,
voting for
Bot,
Megan, man.
let
Stop
me
voting
just
for
say
Megan.
this.
What's up?
Yeah, okay, Bot, let me
You don't have the chance to
interrupt.
talk.
Listen, I'm trying to say something else. Hush.
Off the rails already, people.
I'm online right now. On a split second.
You're
Okay.
online right now. It was
Yeah,
It said the
even
servers-
Lemon. Remember, I was in the party with you, okay, and it was Lemon and I think it was Bone trying to play that game, and it was working.
Yeah.
Well,
night,
if that's
so.
the case, I will be going back on that, man.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
I
My
You
match
know,
is gonna
phone
start
can
in
get it
22
working.
seconds.
You're good to
Yeah.
go.
I tried for like the first week when it came out, and I'm like, dude, like really, the servers are done. They said something. I read an article where it was like if there's 3,000 online players like concurrently, that they reopen up the servers or something like that. So maybe that happened. I don't know, but dude, I was trying to play online because I will school people in that game. No
Well,
doubt.
I'm just about to get ready to start right now. I didn't mean to interrupt you, really, Fred. I thought you was almost at the end, and I just
Yeah, I
was
was just
about
messing with you, man. I'm good though. But,
that Crisis did look fantastic. I haven't
Yeah.
played that in
It really
years.
does.
dude, this is a 360 game. I think I'm playing on PC on this one, but like, I mean, like, it holds up. If they bring this back, X enhancement.
Mhm.
Nice. Good suggestion as well, man, because like I was watching this. Yeah, the graphics are absolutely outstanding. Yo, Dark, the Angry
What's up?
Otter himself, man. What do you think about these games being put into Game Pass? 4 going in, 8 coming out. To me, the 8 coming out are smaller titles. I am a little kind of like upset for D4. I think more people should really check that game out. It's interesting. It's weird, but it's interesting. Do you think what I'm saying has any credibility here, where they're just basically kind of like fine tuning the games, trying to get kind of like those award-winning indies, big AAA games, and really trying to make this look good for when the holidays come around this year?
You have credibility? No.
He said no after that. You heard?
Here's the thing. I have to agree a lot with K Mega on this, and it hurts me like a lot to say that.
I think you agree with me,
But,
man, so-
It's definitely they're taking out these games. They have to make room for these other games that are coming in. And these games that they took out, I don't think they were really that popular anyways to begin with. And I think a lot of people were probably just like, okay, well, whatever, they probably didn't even notice that those games were gone. And I know you probably would disagree with me, Bot, because you always do. But I think it would just be it's a smart decision. Take out games that people aren't really playing and put in stuff that people actually do want to play, like Witcher 2 and what they put in this
Witcher 2
past
is.
month.
I don't think Witcher 2 is in Game Pass, dude. What you're talking about right now, you're talking about the 360 games that got enhanced.
No.
That is our next topic.
No,
So
no,
I would
no.
appreciate
No,
if you
my
stop
bad,
jumping
my
the
bad.
gun, man.
I mean, like Rise of the Tomb Raider, Super Lucky's Tale, all those games that they put in this past month. I think these are more games that people will actually want to play over the ones that are already there. I think these were I think that honestly they put a lot of these games in the beginning just to have kind of like placeholders.
Dude, you are agreeing with everything I said so far, man.
Yeah, well, you know,
But you're
sometimes it
giving the
happens.
credit to K Mega though. What the hell?
Because K Mega, you know, he got that participation trophy, and I feel bad, you know, because he only got a participation trophy. He didn't get a real winning trophy. I'm sorry. No, but I think, you know, if they continue to put out these games that are, you know, pretty much, you know, what people want to play, I think, you know, Game Pass has the potential of being really good, and it's basically gonna be the Netflix of gaming.
That's what I see, man. Like they are serious about this, dude.
Yeah, it's very serious, dude. I'm mesmerized by freaking Pred's gameplay right now.
Dude, I'm watching it on my TV as I'm talking to you guys. So.
Man, see how scary Oklahoma is.
Oh man, golly.
Oh shit!
I wish I made some more games.
Ain't got trees in Oklahoma. Come on, y'all.
They have skinwalkers, though. They do have skinwalkers.
Wow.
But yeah, all right. Well, Don, what do you? Don, what do you think about these Game Pass games coming in? You already heard kind of like my opinion, my theory. I feel like they're going to be doing this like for this year, leading up to the holidays, and then after that, maybe not so much kind of like rotating games in and out, and especially not rotating at kind of like an uneven package here. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm right, and let me know your opinions as well.
Well, I think it's not based on how it works. How Game Pass works is, and I've looked into this because I'm wondering if it's a viable source for when things come around. I still don't know if it's going to be a viable source for me. It depends on how it goes. But Game Pass is like a lease. You sign up basically for a certain period of time, and then there's a certain period of time it's up. You can either renew it or not, or Microsoft can basically say, well, I'm sorry, those slots are already full by somebody else that wanted to be in, and so you'll have to wait next round when there's opening. Essentially, so that's how Game Pass works.
Hold on, so you're trying to say that they're not limiting the users at all, man? They're not going to make people wait.
Well, in some cases they will, just because it depends on how much of the pie is available. When it really comes right down to it. So if the pie continues to increase, right, and people continue to sign up for Game Pass, then yeah, they can continue to add more games to Game Pass. You know, it's over 100 right now.
Oh, you're talking the dev side. I thought you were talking about people subscription side. I'm like, they're not going to be like, well, no, we're not taking your $10 right now. You're going to have to wait.
No. So this is how it works on the dev side of things.
Oh, all right.
So that's why I say, like, I understand. I see where you're going with this, but I don't. It's not based on this X factor that basically they have basically a lease on how long they're going to be in Game Pass, essentially. And it can be as little from like 3 months to 6 months, essentially. As far as they may have a 3 month, but at least they have a 6 month at a minimum. And then you can do a year or 8 months. I'm not sure exactly what the breakdowns are because I'm not privileged to those yet. But basically, that's how that works. And so if they decide to renew their contract, they renew their contract. But there's only X number of slots available as far as the games are concerned, unless the revenue continues to increase for Game Pass, and then they'll continue to open more and more spots for it. And that's the reason why they started off with 100 games, and now you see more than 100 games in Game Pass right now.
I got you, but you don't think that there was like a kind of like a first year plan? And dude, I'm sorry, man. I am gonna have to I'm gonna stick to my guns here in terms of the holidays, because this will be the first holidays that come around where Game Pass is available, and to that extent where you're getting all the exclusives that came out that year as well in it.
Well, exclusives are a different story because that's their own properties. I'm talking about.
But I think they're setting it up, man. I think they had a 1 year plan. Like they filled it out in the beginning. Yeah, everything's all well and good, but now I feel like they are fine tuning kind of like that catalog to really be an eye opener to maybe a wider range of gamers as well.
Well, you got to keep in mind the choice is not completely up to Microsoft. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a partnership between them and third party. So you always have to include the third party into the conversation of what they're trying to do. And in third party, they may be up for Game Pass, they maybe not be. Everyone's going to have their different EA automatically said, yeah, we're up for Game Pass if the money is enough, right? So there's those sort of factors that come along with it. Now, does Microsoft want to fill that portfolio out? Absolutely. Are they going to target maybe certain games to continue to bring in and maybe not exert as much efforts to games that are not performing as well on Game Pass? Probably not, as far as that goes. But that, I think, would have to do with how many of a particular game is downloaded and played. And they're going to factor that into it as well. So, they'll go after games in particular and continue to get interest. But, don't be surprised if certain games drop out and all of a sudden 3 months down the road, they come back on Game Pass. So you just have to think about the X factor, and then the developer is a big portion of the X factor and how all this works.
Nice.
All right, let me say something that somebody in the chat.
I was going to ask for people to respond to the Don as well, because I gave him my best shot and everything like that, but he kind of convinced me to look that way as well. So I'm not sure. But what do you got to say, Mega?
Well, me and Don, Evan the gamer, we know what we're talking about. Anyway, so let's go.
That's not true.
Anyway,
somebody
in the chat, they brought up they said it was a shot. What is it? I can't. Man, I've been drinking, so you got to excuse me.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. Anyway, panel. He said, "Chat, do you think that Microsoft spoke to Sega about their back catalog?" Let me see. Let me pull it back up because something just popped up. Talk to the back catalog to fill in Game Pass with their IPs. I think that's a great question, because I think personally, I think that's another part of the deal. I think Vanquish could be that game, that exclusive that's coming out that Xbox is going to get. Also, those Dreamcast games. It's a win. That people are going to eat that up.
I'm going to one them up a little bit. You don't invite a company like that and just show them one part of what Microsoft does. You try to get them sold on everything that they do. Try to get them sold on Play Anywhere. You try to get them sold on Game Pass. You try to get them sold on doing an exclusive on their platform. You try to sell them all the offerings, because that's where Microsoft's strength is. It's not just, say, the install base of just the Xbox. The strength is in all these platforms that they have, not only in services but also in hardware, also how the hardware plays across platforms, all these different types of things, and where they've seen success. So that's what Microsoft's going to leverage. They're going to leverage every single thing that they have to not only Sega but anyone else that may be visiting the Redmond campus, which there's been quite a bit more that I've been hearing about rumblings. They've been invited. They've been doing the rounds. A lot of people have been making the rounds to the Redmond campus recently.
Before I respond to that, I do want to say that Predator in this right here, this level in Hellblade has to be, out of all the gameplay I've ever seen of this game, this level looks the sickest to me. Oh my goodness! I was like, damn, with all like the bodies on each side of the
now you see why I tout this game. I'm like, even for Xbox fans,
it still looks repetitive as hell.
It's a lot deeper. It's a deep ass game mentally. You know what I'm saying? Action packed wise, no, it's not you're not gonna get that action packed stuff like you're seeing here, only until you fight the bosses. But the game is fantastic for it. Remember, this is a small team that worked on this game. If this was a big budget game, I couldn't have. This probably been my game of the year. That game is amazing.
Well, Mega, I will let you know, if you really want to convince me on this, I do take handouts when it comes to games. # mooching.
Hey, so, man, I'm kamooching, man. I'm the one that's asking for the hookup, man. What's wrong with you? You're asking the wrong one.
I'm asking you, Mega.
I'll see what I can do, man. I'll see what I can do.
On the side note of Hellblade, I know your guys' boy keeps saying that Microsoft turned it down. That's not how it all turned out. So
you guys' boy. I'm gonna have to quote that for you.
Because I know who's been saying that. I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to throw somebody under the bus. right? But like, because that's not what I do. But he needs to question his source on that particular one because it's not true.
All right.
So.
Well, going back to the whole Sega thing, and I hear K Mega and I hear the rumors about the sequel to Vanquish, which it's a decent title, but I'm like, why are you guys aiming low? There were pictures of Sonic all over the Microsoft building and stuff like that. What's to say that Microsoft and Sega don't come together to make the next iterations of Sonic the Hedgehog and let Sonic the Hedgehog be the Xbox One kind of like cartoon mascot sitting with him and Ori together? Like, dude, that would be sick to have Sonic there with kind of Microsoft helping them out, because the last Sonic the Hedgehog, it was fun. It was fun to play. The gameplay was spot on, man, but the story was atrocious. Oh my goodness, man. It was so bad to like even hear the characters talking about what they were doing and stuff like that. So why aim low? Why not, get Sonic in there? Xbox One exclusive, man. What about that, guys?
I'm not all.
That's because no one cares about Sonic.
I was about to say
Thank you. I was just gonna
let shit all over my childhood. You know that.
Now,
right?
when I was listening to a podcast the other night, I think it was Crossfire. They were having a similar topic to this, and I mentioned in chat, it's like, what really has Sega done lately? Because everybody's always asking for these old games, right? Like, where are the new games at? So my response to like why pick up all these old games is like, why has no one thought that Microsoft went to them to work on a newer game?
Well, why don't you think it's a partnership where like they may take a property and have one of their studios work on something for them?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I mean that Sega's known for that. Like people forget that every company is structured a little bit different. But if you look at Halo Wars 2, and how that came about, that was a Sega studio that made it for Microsoft essentially.
Crystal Dynamics, right?
No, there was I can't remember the company's name.
Sorry.
But someone probably already is yelling in the chat right now. But you get where I'm saying on that. So that that was a Sega studio working on it for Microsoft. So if you look at like the rumor of Vanquish, right? Well, guess what? People I'm going to assume Platinum Games is making it if it's a true rumor. There's no validity to that at all. Outside of the fact that they made the first one, they don't own the rights to that property, and they're an independent studio. So Sega could be asking one of Microsoft studios to help them out with producing that, or the other way around. So you don't know what's going on behind the scenes with all that sort of stuff. So keep in mind Sega's business model is a little bit different than it has been. Obviously, it's evolved over the years, of course. So.
Well, check this out, Pred. I think why people automatically they go into kind of like Sega's catalog of titles is because I feel like there's a lot of titles that are under Sega's belt that they haven't done anything with, and I think that's what people are wanting. They're either wanting reboots or sequels to franchises and titles that they really liked when they came out, but then they didn't do anything with them afterwards. I think that's why you hear a lot of that, what about this title? What about that title from Sega? Games from the past, because I think they want them kind of brought back. I think that's why you hear that so much, man.
Well, then that's what back compat is for.
Yeah, well, speaking of back compat, I mean, they did a remaster of Turok 1 and 2 and released it on Xbox, and I gotta say, guys, those two, just looking at the gameplay, man, why would you go back and play those games now? I just want to know why. Anybody here buy Turok 1 and 2 on Xbox?
Because they're awesome.
I bought them on the N64, but that's a generation that does not hold up well at all.
No,
N64 original PlayStation era, like that. I mean, I'm all for like older games if people want to play them and stuff like that and preserve older games, but yeah, that's not.
I mean, to that point, when it comes to the 64 and it comes to Turok, it was really good when it came out, right? But if you go back and try to play it now, the gameplay mechanics are dated, and of course the graphics are dated. Everything, even though it's remastered to 4K to fit your 4K television and all that good stuff, it's still dated. Like, I have no idea why anybody would get excited for this, except if they were complete like retro gamers. Yeah, I understand, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't get why people are trying to really hype this up to everybody, because it's clearly
I think
not
there's
for
some
everybody.
people that are they just don't look at gaming the same way as probably you and I would in regards. And I would say K Mega is probably guilty of this, and it's not a bad thing. Where he's just like, games are games. And yeah, he likes the new and latest and greatest. And, I'm not speaking for K Mega, but K Mega has no problems going and playing something older and enjoying it for what it is. And so I think there's gamers a lot like that where they don't care. I mean, a lot of PC gamers are like that, where they just don't care, like I would say you and I do. And then for some reason they'll buy a $700 graphic card and play Turok.
I got you. Now, you said K Mega. So K Mega, I'm gonna put you on the spotlight, man. Have you already bought these two, or are you planning on buying these two quote unquote remastered games? Turok
Most likely, I probably will. I didn't know that they were out. Matter of fact, let me go to the Xbox store right now.
They're 100% out. I think are they a package deal too? They're not just one.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm going to the store right now.
I'm not sure.
Yo, Foxy Games in the chat, that is absolutely right. To me, it is a wasted opportunity. They could have not just, up-res it or have it fit a 4K television. They could have went back and they could have kind of brought it up to date a little bit.
They've tried rebooting that Turok series so many times and it just hasn't.
Right.
It hasn't picked up. To be honest with you,
that's what I was going to say about that. Is that look, Turok has been the last Turok, I believe it was on was it on 360? I think it was on 360. And it didn't sell. Nobody didn't care about it. and so again, but the first three were the classics to people. And so yeah, it doesn't look great, but if you get it, if it's affordable enough and you get it, it's a nostalgia.
You're asking like $20 for them each.
Yeah, well, each. Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think
the first one, but the thing of it is, it's like this, man. I enjoy playing older games, especially. That's one of the reasons why I got my PC, is because PC makes your games look amazing if you have the hardware for it. So it's like, I'm cool with that. So if this was if this Turok 1 and 2 was a Play Anywhere title, I'd buy it on PC. I wouldn't buy it for the Xbox. Just for them. Well, it still would be on the Xbox if it was a Play Anywhere. I was just about to say, yeah. I'm just thinking. But anyway, but the thing of it is that if once the tech of the console comes up to where it would look like on a PC, then I would be playing it on the console. It's just that to me, it's like, that nostalgia is always there, and sometimes when you play some of these newer games, and a lot of them are fun, they're great, but when you go back to the older days with other games, you realize what kind of grind you was really putting in on some other games. It was pretty sick. So like, and it made you realize this is what, if would some of these gamers today really would have put up with games like Ghost and Goblins and Shinobi and all these other games out there that was like just killer hard to play, but still gave some gratification. That's why I'm saying there's an audience for these older games. So enhance them. Not every game needs to be enhanced like the game that came out for the PlayStation, Shadow of the Colossus, because that game looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but they killed it with Shadow.
They killed it with that, and PlayStation's found something with that, and they're going to do that more often with some older titles.
Even with that, I cannot bring myself to spend $40 on that game.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I didn't get it. I'm not spending $40 for that game. When that game drops down to $20, I'll cop it. To me, is that if I already own, that's where you come to as a gamer. Is like, yeah, how much are you willing to pay for a true remaster? That's the thing. So if you want Turok to look like how they made Shadow of the Colossus, then how in the hell, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to pay $40 for that game, because if you already beat that game 2 or 3 times like I did, you're going to say, look, if it's $20, I'm with it. So that's the catch-22. It's a better bargain for Xbox to let these games come and be available for you for $20 or less, or even if they're free with the backwards compat. and then just go from there. And hopefully they'll get some 4K enhancements just like the other games.
Well, that comes down to the free market will determine the price of the game, right?
Right.
It's not selling. They'll drop the
Don,
price.
I am
That's what
tired of
happens
you
with Steam.
swearing in this show, man. I swear. Yo, hold on, just real quick. I want to shout out. Oh snap! It's Mel who is in the chat. What is going on? People know she is a Next Podcast member. It is good to see her in the chat. She is working, doing what it do with the whole cookie delivery system. But guys, we're talking about Turok 1 and 2. Let's get into the 360 games. 4 360 games got Xbox One X enhanced. And of course, you know, guys, it was all over Twitter. We had Fable Anniversary. We had Forza Horizon 1. We had Witcher 2. And we had the original Crackdown, people. And I was excited just to see that go into back compat. But let's see. How many people on the panel, did you guys download any of these games? Have you played any of these games since they got enhanced? Who in here has?
I got them all, but I only played 2 of them.
Okay, so you played 2. Dark, did you get any?
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
All right, well, Dark, first off, which 2 did you get? And I got to ask you, man, do you see a difference? Is there a difference with the Xbox One X enhancement on these 360 games?
Yeah, I got Witcher 2, and I got
Crackdown.
What was it? Fable.
Oh.
No, dude, I didn't. I ain't getting no Crackdown, dude. Get out of here.
Well, we cannot play co-op then because you didn't get it.
No, I'll probably pick that up too because I want to see the enhancements. Like these games look great, man. You know, like they.
Did you really see a difference? What difference did you see compared to like playing them in the 360 era, man?
I mean, they just look resolution wise, they look better. The graphics are still the same, but I mean, resolution wise, they look fantastic. The Witcher 2, it looks, absolutely phenomenal. Even when it wasn't, even when it was on the 360, it looked really good. But I think it looks even better now. It looks more like the PC version of the game. It's definitely a good enhancement to The Witcher 2. Fable, it's Fable.
Fable Anniversary looks rough, man. It does.
It doesn't. It's always looked rough. It's kind of hard to really enhance that one and make it look fantastic.
Wait, you guys are saying what I've always thought about Fable? It's never been a great looking game?
No. Yeah, it's never been a great looking game anyways. But it looks good though. I mean, resolution.
It's never been a great looking game. It looks good though. Yeah,
I mean, in terms of like, resolution wise, it looks good. But other than that, graphics wise, it's always that cartoony type of feel to it.
All right. Well, I'll let you know that I played Forza Horizon 1. I already had that downloaded, and I have played Crackdown as well, which I actually live streamed.
Both niche titles.
Yeah. They're only niche because you didn't get them, right? But anyway, dude, I can definitely see the resolution part of it. Oh, we got the Silent Hill alarms going on here. I think they've gotten different levels of enhancements according to these 4 titles, because when I look at Forza Horizon 1, now I am a huge fan of the first Forza Horizon. I think there is a spirit in that game that hasn't been replicated in Forza Horizon 2 or 3. Just kind of grinding your way to getting to these kind of like bosses all the way up to the top dog and having to race them one-on-one. In the story, I absolutely love Forza Horizon 1. Graphically, I think they did a lot. They did more than resolution with that title. Like, the cars look better. The lighting looks better. It's just overall, to me, they did just enough on the Xbox One X enhancement for me to feel comfortable playing it on an Xbox One X and beating the game again and getting back into it. There's no like, To me, there's no kind of like, oh man, like I can tell this was a 360 title or whatever. Like even my son came in while I was playing, and he asked me what I was playing. I was like, you tell me. He was like, well, it's a Forza, and he was like, Horizon 2. Like he didn't even know. I was like, dude, no, this is a 360 title enhanced for the X, and his jaw dropped at that point in time. And that's cool because with that being said, you're actually seeing it right now on the future winner of tonight's gameplay, my gameplay. But I don't know. K Mega, you said you got a couple. What do you think about?
I got them all. I got them all. I just played two of them.
You played two. Which two did you play?
No, I played
Witcher.
two, and I have to disagree a little bit with what Darth was saying. It looks a lot better. I mean, because I was playing it.
Say a lot, man.
It's a lot more detailed.
Take the equipment into consideration there, Bot. Like you lose a little bit of something when you down sample. Right. So super sample.
You're putting that out on me.
Yeah.
Well, but it is what it is.
TV, I won't have to down sample anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
But listen here though, like, Bot, you're perfect. You cater to a particular audience that doesn't have 4K and can see the enhancements, right?
Yeah,
so it supports everything.
Yeah,
that supports everything you've been talking about. The difference is it's more noticeable when you have a better television. I mean, it's just going to happen. And so King Mega's going to have a slightly different experience because the TV is the X factor that's different from the two boxes that you have are identical. So yeah, I mean, go ahead, King Mega. I just want to point that out because I think a lot of people.
He just wanted to jab at me with that knife. Is what
dude, you'll get a 4K TV.
I was going to be a lot more rude about it. So Don just said it because I was going to say because your cheap ass don't got a 4K television. I'm telling you, the game looks
That's what happens when you have 25 kids.
Man, god dang.
Man, we have 4K television out in Utah, and they have that many kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, the thing of it is this: you definitely see a big enhancement. It runs a lot smoother. It did already when you played it on the X, but it's just. And then the other game, you'll be surprised which other game that I played on it that looks a lot better, and that is Fallout 3. I haven't got the chance to play Horizon yet, or Crackdown, or Fable Anniversary because I've been busy with work. But I'm probably just going to just pop them in after the show just to look and see what they look like. But just already you see an incredible detail. Like it's not on the full scale of what the PC can provide. If you have a more higher up PC. But for a console gamer,
you're just hugging your PC today, dude.
Well, because you know what? That's like I said, the one reason why I got into the PC is because you can play older games and they look phenomenal. You see the difference of what Marlo Briggs looked like on the X and what Marlo Briggs looked like on the PC when I
pointed that out last week too, man.
Yeah, it's just more crispy. But the further that people get into working with the X, I have no doubt that's what games are going to start looking. The older games are going to start looking like once they really start going in and putting in more touches. I mean, just look at Halo 3 yet. I haven't played Halo 3 yet, and everybody tells me it don't even look like the same type of game with those enhancements.
Yeah, but hold on.
I can't wait to see what it looks like on there.
Those same people were praising Halo 3 when the Master Chief Collection came out, and I got to say, guys, that was probably the worst kind of like upgrade out of the Master Chief Collection, in my opinion. Man, it looked like they did the
Halo 3?
Yeah.
It literally is like it's hideous.
Oh, okay.
I'll just say it right now. It's
really okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm almost done with the Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection, so it looks good to me. But I wasn't going to go out and just say that it was the best thing that I ever seen. Now, if you say that there's no difference with Halo 1 and Halo 2 on the Master Chief Collection, I would say you're a liar because that shit looks great.
No,
there's a huge
didn't get the same treatment as
Halo 2 got that full anniversary treatment. That looks incredible.
And I still can't wait to see what 4 looks like on the Master Chief Collection either.
Dude, when you see 4, because you played 1, 2, you said you're going through 3.
Yeah, I'm almost done with 3.
When you play 4, you're gonna go back at the end of the day and be like, you know what? Halo 3, that they did the least on that one.
Really?
All of them.
Well, I'm just talking about just for the enhancements because I also have Halo 3. I bought it, solo. So the people were telling me that it looks fantastic with the 4K enhancements. So it's on the list. So I don't know. I'll definitely check it out. But for the games that I've seen, Fallout 3 looks great. You know what I'm saying? The Witcher 2 looks great. It plays a lot better, a lot more fluent. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel, if you like playing these older games, because a lot of people I know don't. But if you like playing these older games to get back into want to beat them again or just experience them again, it actually makes the box even more valuable than what it is when you bought it in the first place. That's my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, Predator, do you have anything to say on this topic? Have you played any of the enhanced 360 games that just came out, man?
I actually already had The Witcher 2. I have not played it since it's been enhanced. And
well, why not, man? If they came out and said it was enhanced and all this good stuff, and
I ain't beat The Witcher 3 yet. Don't go back. I'm still trying to trudge through that, and this is what I hate, man. I love RPGs, but I hate them because I never finish them, right? So, like, I got Witcher, I gotta finish. I got Kingdom Come, I gotta finish. I'm still trying to get through. Skyrim, dude. Like, so like I'll pop one in and play one for a couple of hours, pop it out, pop another one in for a couple of hours, and if it's an action adventure game, I'll roll through those like quick, right? But when I start getting into RPGs, I get sidetracked and I start doing all this other shit, trying to build up a character and stuff like that, and I get so lost with what I'm doing in the main game because I'm doing so much extra shit on the outside. And I just need to, and this is why my backlog is so big right now, is because I play these RPGs and I get lost in them. So I've not touched The Witcher 2 yet. I actually already had Fable Anniversary. I was playing Fable, I think Anniversary, maybe it's 3. I was playing Fable recently. I actually downloaded some footage I was going to use last week, but I actually didn't use it. But I've been playing that already. So like I haven't actually gone back to it since they enhanced it or whatever they did to it, but I'll check it out. I'll check Fable out just because I'm a fan of the franchise. But that's probably about it. I'm not going to get Forza.
I think Forza is probably the best looking out of all the enhancements. I haven't seen 2 yet, so we're still on that to be continued or to be determined. But so far, like I gotta say, Forza Horizon 1 to me is the best looking out of the enhanced games. And that's including Crackdown, people.
Just me as a gamer, like once I finish a game, or I move on to the next generation, I kind of leave the other ones behind. So like I'm the worst advocate for Game Pass, and
so you treat it like your relationships.
Yeah, I'm done with you. Get out of here. So when I finish a game, dude, I'm done. Like I don't go back and jump back unless it's like an online multiplayer type deal where I can go back and play with friends or something like that. But like those single player games, if I'm done, I'm done. Once I beat it, I'm not trying to go back and get extra quests and all of this shit. I'm done. I beat the main story. Deuces. Let's move on to the next game. So,
Pred, with you saying that, man, you kind of gave me a segue into my next part of this. All right, with them doing these 360 games, and some of them, especially like the first party, I can really tell. Is there a reason for them to use money and time to do these? Do you think that this is something that they will benefit from? Is it something that should be done? Should they keep continuing to enhance 360 games in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should. I mean, like even if it's like a few games a year or something like that, because like some people actually enjoy going back and playing those games. Like me myself, no, but I'm not going to take away something from a fan. Like if you're a huge, like, okay, case in point, I played Crysis the other day. Like if that would have gotten Xbox enhanced before I bought it on PC, I would have gone and played it because I've always wanted to play that franchise. I've never played it in the past. So there's a lot of games I've never touched, a lot of franchises I've never played that I would be interested in going back to if it's graphically enhanced and it holds my interest. Especially like again, if they come to Game Pass or something like that. There's a few titles I play, but not a lot. But yeah, I mean, like, why not? I mean, like, it's not that difficult to do. They're not wasting that much time and energy on it, and especially some of these games they're putting on back and pat. Like what's the game I was thinking of? I did gameplay the first week of this. Red Dead Redemption, right? Mm-hmm. Like that game sold like hotcakes when it came back and pat. So yeah, it's financially going to help but they have to do it. They can't do it like they're doing right now, where they're putting it on back and pat and then they're re-enhancing it like later on. Do it all at once. It's back and pat and it's Xbox One enhanced. put that out there. Don't be like it's back in pat, and then fucking 4 months later be like, oh, now we enhanced it. Like it's not gonna eat the same interest. Like some games will, like God forbid if they ever put Modern Warfare 2 back in pat, Xbox One enhanced day and date, right? It's all done, right? They put it on. That game will sell like crazy because that's one of the games everybody's asking for. Back when Red Dead Redemption came out, if they'd have done that all at once, I mean, imagine how much we'd be talking about that game. But it's not enhanced right now. But it was a game everybody wanted and asked for. So yeah, there's value in it. There's cash to be made off of it too. So it's a profitable. It's profitable if they do it right, but they have to do it, like I said, day and date.
I got you. I mean, at the end of the day, like I look at it, and Xbox is a division of Microsoft. Microsoft has a shit ton of money. I mean, they're wiping their ass with $1,000 bills and stuff like that over there. So yeah, but there are points in time where I just get tired of the hype on social media for games we've already played. Like some of it's, I went nuts for Crackdown. Trust me. So I am kind of guilty of that to a certain extent, to a select few games. Like if they ever come out with a remastered Castlevania Lords of Shadow, like 1 and 2, I'm all in on that. No doubt. That was my Lords of Shadow was my favorite game on the 360, and I would be in on that. Man, it's just I get tired of the hype sometimes when it comes to this 360 game or that 360 game, or you know what I'm saying, man? Sometimes it gets to be a little too much in my opinion. I don't know. Does anybody agree with me? Agree with me, man? What are your thoughts, guys?
I mean, I personally, I semi agree with you. Yeah. No. I semi agree with you. It's just the fact that in looking at the real Kratos, oh my God, this looks so good.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I was like, man.
Yeah, no. Looking at the real Kratos, this is what I'm talking about. Anyway, the thing to me is that look. I mean, if people are gonna want to spend their money on older titles, look, I went back and I played Black Ops 2. And I was, and I knew that there was going to be people still on it, but I didn't have any thought that the game was going to make me that excited to still play it. I prestiged in the game again because I got so enamored into it. It was so fun. Like, what I'm saying? I'm like, golly, I can't believe it. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, man, I can't. Look, there's so many other games that I got to go through my backlog right now. I'm going through, I'm back on Final Fantasy 15, and I'm going to go ahead and finish that. But the thing of it is,
thinking about getting back in on that game too, man.
That game is so dope. It is so dope. But the thing to me is, damn, like you look if gamers don't want to play on these older games, then there wouldn't be a market for it. But there is. People want some of these older games. When Ninja Gaiden Black came out, people got excited.
I went nuts, dude.
Yeah, when you know what I'm saying? Look, and if they and it looks better, it looks great. That game still holds up really well. That camera angle is still garbage, but of course you're not going to do full enhancements. But but when you go look at Red Dead and you look at Black Ops, and you look at if they bring back Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare, just bring back all 3 Modern Warfares is backwards compat. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Even though I know that I'm thinking that Call of Duty is going to pull another. We're going to give you Black Ops 2 remastered with this new version of a Call of Duty that we're coming out with, which is smart by them. But to me, it's just like let the gamer have options. And I do agree with Fred on this point. Go ahead and enhance those games right off the bat, because if somebody's playing The Witcher and then they're already almost done with it, and then all of a sudden you have the enhancements, that defeats the purpose of giving them the best quality that they can get. So, especially if they purchase the X. Now, if they just got an S or a regular Xbox One Fat, then tough luck, right? But it's just the thing that it's good for gamers that they still do this, because it means that they care. They might not be making all the money for every backwards compat game that they're bringing out or that they add in these enhancements, but it's still good customer service, and that's what gamers need to address more than who cares about older games or newer games.
Mega Jazzy Noob Xbox in the chat, he brought up something that I forgot about when it comes to this, and it's just because I've been hearing it so much that maybe I got a little worn out when it comes to like older games. But he said it's not just about the old game, but it's about the investment in the library, and looking forward to what Xbox as a division is doing in terms of gaming and console gaming with forwards, backwards compatibility. Yeah, now.
Absolutely right. Jazzy is 100% right. That's what it's all about.
He's the one who sold me more or less on, it's not just about being successful when that game gets an enhancement or something, but it's about down the line when people are like, man, hey, you remember Forza 1? Why don't we play that? It's like, oh yeah, I remember back in the day it got enhanced to 4K. So yeah, we'll definitely do it. I can see that a lot more now. So yo, shout out to Jazzy Noob. Xbox in the chat, awesome part of the community, awesome supporter, and he convinced me more than anybody else on the panel, so that's what it is. Guys, moving on, let's talk about the Xbox One update that just went out to preview members or insider program members. Is there anybody on the panel besides me who is an insider?
I am. I'm an insider.
All right. So, Mega, do you know about what they're doing here in terms of the update? I will say there are a couple things. Like, they are enhancing Mixer with something very interesting that we are going to get into. Another thing is they have changed Microsoft Edge. Now, unfortunately, with I got the update last night, and when I got the update, I went into Microsoft Edge. Basically, I wanted to watch Annihilation in one of my many websites that I go to, and Microsoft Edge was really glitchy, but it looks a lot more polished now. So once they get the performance like running smoothly, it looks like a cool addition. It looks more like your PC than anything now, in my opinion. They do have a drop-down bar for your tabs, kind of like what they do on the new Windows 10, where you can hover over the tab and it drops down with what exactly is on that tab. So they are polishing that. But thank you, Jazzy, man. I really appreciate that. What does Next Gen say? It's time to pay the bills. Jazzy, yo, good luck. Thank you for supporting the channel and the show. I want to talk about this Mixer thing, though. How many people on the panel stream on Mixer?
I think everyone does.
Everyone?
I do it occasionally.
I don't know about Dark, though. Does Dark stream on Mixer, man? I don't know.
Dude.
Man, do you get Wi-Fi in Igloo?
Dude, I don't get Wi-Fi. Why are you guys even asking me this question? Like, when you understand it. No, I mean, I stream once in a while, Whenever.
Once in a while. Well, once you get Crackdown, we could do co-op together. But until then, I am not streaming with you, sir.
Dude, I'm actually probably gonna pick it up just so we can play co-op.
There we go, man. I will teach you how to get those agility orbs. But
you'll teach me the way, Sensei.
Yes, I will, man. Lots of meditation and a lot of vaping. Anyway, okay. But they are bringing to the table a feature on Mixer where basically you can pass your controller and let somebody in your streaming audience play the game for you. As long as they are on PC, they will be, and you're doing a low latency stream. You will have the ability to pass the controller over. Now, the people that are watching, whoever they pick, they can plug in a controller into their computer and play, or they can kind of use the mouse and keyboard and try to hit the buttons that are displayed on the screen, because they show your direction pad, your stick, and all the letter buttons and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, it's plug a controller in and you can play the game. So I gotta ask you guys, being streamers to Mixer, at least part-time, let me start with Predator here. What do you think about this feature, man? And do you see is this just strictly a Mixer feature, or do you think that Microsoft and Xbox could be kind of like using this as a test for something else, man? What do you think?
I didn't think about that last part of the question until you just said it. Like, it could be something they could be using for streaming later on. Mm-hmm. But I think Mixer had this ability prior.
They had it before even Microsoft bought them.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why Microsoft purchased them in the first place, with low latency and the ability to do something like this. So it was there in the past. I think we're just now getting that feature on Xbox. So it's not new, but I personally, I want to play my game. I don't want anyone touching my controller.
But imagine if you have to go to the bathroom or somebody's knocking on the door. If you could just do 2 clicks and pick somebody to play your game for a minute, you wouldn't do something like that?
No, man, I got a beer bottle right here. I'll just piss right now.
That is why he is the king of gameplay, still with no trophy, but the king of gameplay on this.
It's can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah,
right?
you heard that jab, right? So
cool,
I don't know. So now think beyond yourself. Do you think this is a cool feature? Like when I first heard this, I thought about PlayStation's where you can kind of let one of your friends play the game or something like that on the PS4, as a platform type thing, not the streaming service or whatever. So I was like, man, this is their answer to that. But then I thought more about it. I was like, oh shoot, they're testing their streaming service through Mixer. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I would ever use it. I don't know how many people would actually use this feature, but I mean, it's there. Obviously, people used it in the past when Mixer, whatever the hell they were before Mixer. So, I mean, it's there. It's like, I mean, I'm not gonna say no to a feature. I don't see myself using it. As far as them testing out streaming and stuff like that, I don't think they needed this to do that. Like, they could have. They've been basically testing it out since they bought the damn company. So like it works. I think we can see that it works. It's just an added feature. I don't understand it. I don't think a lot of people are going to use this on Xbox. That's just my personal opinion.
Nice. I do have to say huge shout out for Jazzy Noob Xbox. He is our first official sponsor of this channel. Thank you so much, dude. I will be creating emojis and stuff that you can use in the chat by the time the next podcast comes around. Excuse me, next Saturday. Jazzy, you got me all choked up here, man. Thank you so much, dude. But on that note, let's go on down the list here. Let's go to K Mega, because K Mega, he's been more of a Mixer streamer lately. He does the streaming after next podcast every week. I know he's doing at least part Halo 5 this week. So, K-Mega, what do you think about this new feature? And what do you think about that kind of like that hypothesis that they might be testing their streaming service through Mixer? I think this has happened. I've been on record saying they eventually want to go streaming. Freaking Phil Spencer has said within 3 years they are going to have a streaming service out. So, do you think that's part of the deal here, man?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
you. Yeah. Before I get started, I want to give a big shout out to Jazzy. Thank you so much, because he's also a sponsor for the GRG podcast. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, that's big news, man. That's big. That's big ups to my boy, man. That's awesome. I just can't say enough for all of us, man, that we got people that supports us like that, man. That's really awesome. So anyway, yeah, look, I'm cool with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, if somebody wants to jump in on the game, but Fred don't have the haters like I have, right? So if I had somebody to jump in and play the game for me,
you do it, man.
They're going to kill me. They're going to destroy me. They're going to make sure that they give an achievement to say the most deaths ever. But, I mean, I don't mind to interact with the gamers, to have them
sabotage you and then record the gameplay.
Nigga don't play games.
K-Mega don't play games. I tell you, they'll record the gameplay and then they'll say that it's K-Mega playing it. Yeah,
that's what happened to that dude's footage when he was playing Cuphead, man. Someone took the controller.
It's actually footage that I gave him for Cuphead, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah. So Brian's being messy over there. Hey, Delirium, watch it, bro. Anyway, so that big love to Delirium, bro. Blades. But anyway, no, it's great. The more people can interact with you in doing your stream, I think it's the better. It's more so that it gets people more connected, more so than they ever have before. So it's smart. And Pred can be one of those people. Then there's going to be a lot of people that, like, if we're playing a certain game, they don't want anybody to interact with what they're doing. They want to, just sit back, watch, relax, chill. But then there's other people, like, for instance, if I get into a part where I'm stuck on certain things, and somebody is got expertise into that type of title, because I'm finna start streaming a lot more different games. here in the future. So it's so, you know, and if they know what to do better than I do, then go ahead and show me.
Do you see Blaze in the chat?
What is that?
Can't wait to take control of a streamer's game and delete their character.
See that right there. See, that's why you got to sit there and watch, because some people might be slick, like, yeah, go ahead and take it, and they'll go sit back with their lady, or the ladies will hit back with their guys, or whatever the case. Just sit back and let somebody just show the gameplay, thinking that they hustling, and then somebody out there will do them dirty. So it is one of them things where you got to watch out. You got to watch what you're doing, because if, let's say that you're showing some gameplay from NBA 2K and you have a 99 rating, and somebody just goes in there and deletes your shit.
Nobody's playing my NBA 2K. No, I would not trade.
So yeah, it would be a problem. So anyway, yeah, I think it's awesome to for people to be interactive in it. But yeah, you have to watch out, because there are some people that might try to get you.
Oh, yo, Jazzy, first of all, nice with the green lettering for the sponsorship, man. I like that. Mm-hmm. But he says that you can give them partial control, like a button or one stick. That's pretty cool as well, man.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah,
you can. It's kind of like more of a troll feature. I don't think people kind of realize it. So, like, you can give them like the look around camera. It's just to mess around with somebody or whatever it is, and you guys can, you know, all joke around and have a good time and that sort of thing. Or, you know, just give them a B button or A button. So you'll be playing. Next thing you know, you have control of the A button as well. But next thing you know, like, he'll also make you jump.
They'll never have control of K Mega's A button.
Yeah. Well.
See, I got that, Mega. I got that before anybody else on the panel got that.
No, I know where it's going. I know where it's going. It's all about that setup.
I got it. I just didn't care.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Well, Don, since you felt free to talk, and it's funny because you have been here longer than you said, which
this is the last topic. I gotta go after this. So.
But with that being said, what do you think about my kind of like premise of them kind of testing the streaming service like functionality? You know, going from the game being played on an Xbox One, you know, by the Mixer streamer, and basically that's what they're doing with these controls. Oh, Lucifer, thank you, man. I love that 448, dude. Beautiful.
That is dope.
Beautiful, right there.
Thanks for that.
But what do you think about my kind of like hypothesis on that? Do you think that there could be something there, man?
Well, I think that was.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't agree with you on where you want to go with this. So, but you know, the streaming service of some sort is coming down the road. We all know that. Where it lands and what customers actually want to do with it, that's two totally different conversations. But yeah, obviously that's going down the road. But that was just like what Pred mentioned earlier was, hey, didn't they already have this service? Yes, they already had this service. It was already evolved with Mixer before it became Mixer. And you know,
that would be called Beam, people.
Beam. Exactly. But they also, Microsoft doesn't just buy things for one thing. They realize more and more people watch games than ever before. It's just as a viable media source just as much as a television show these days, and they understand that, and it's going to continue to grow. So there's a reason why they invest in with that, and there's also a reason why they invest with the low latency technology that they have. I think this is just more or less a feature they're trying to do across platform. So they're just allowing your PC players now to do it with Xbox players. This is a feature that exists on the PC. Soon, before you know, you'll have the option, I guarantee you, have Xbox players to do it with other Xbox players or with PC players, the other way around too. So it'll all go kind of full circle as far as all that is concerned.
He said circle.
Yes, circle. And it's not going away. And yes, they are going to apply all the technology and everything they learn into other areas within Microsoft. That's without a doubt. That's how they always work as a company. So why would Mixer be any different in regards to that? But after this subject, I gotta go, guys. It's not the same every week unless I got on. So I wanted to crash the party for at least a little bit.
Nah,
and
dude, we definitely appreciate it. You know, we are family over here on Next Podcast, and you know we miss people when they are not in. You know, snaps with work and stuff like that. Don, it is good to have you on, and basically you spent most of the show with us. I appreciate that. Tell Mrs. Kiss the Ring if she comes in mad that I apologize. I will take the brunt of that.
Well,
that fury.
it's not that much as that. It's just like our house is like a construction site right now. Like I literally tore up all the floors in like 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. So we can't get in our house. So I gotta finish it. I can't even play games right now. That's how bad it is. So.
All right, man. It was good to have you on, and
Peace, man.
Make sure everyone in the chat vote and make Xbox put the link at the bottom after the podcast so people can go vote as well. Just participate, guys. So, all right, out.
Yeah,
what you trying to say?
You're asking a lot from me there, sir. But
people get that over. They participate. People been voting.
We need more than
yeah,
yeah.
The wrong people.
Yeah, people that have been joining. It'd be nice to have more participate. I mean, this is true too, right? I mean, the people to watch as well. So
we don't want to have K Mega win all the time. Come on now.
Well, no, you can have all the participation trophies you want.
I'm not going to win all the time because when I do win, I'm going to have the week off.
This is why I love starting this up again. Do you guys in the chat hear this right now?
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, like when we first started, we were still new, so it was kind of everybody didn't want to step on each other's toes. But man, me, you and Don are vets. You know what I'm saying? And and the new little hush puppies, Fred and you know what I'm saying? They just got to earn their weight. But that just, you know what I'm saying? Look, it is what it is. I love the competition because everybody's doing their thing, man. So it's great gameplay. But of course, as you see the winner gameplay, look at that. Let's go!
Oh my goodness!
It doesn't count if it's participation trophy. Everybody knows that. Come on.
They can't vote for you today, man. You are the winner. That's just that's your prize right there for winning. But yeah, I am putting I'm putting the poll up now. I just gotta put the last 2 people on. But while I'm doing that, why don't we let Dark Optimist chime in about this feature for Mixer and whether or not he thinks I'm right, which he does, about them testing the streaming service aspects, like the technology, and they're using Mixer to do that. So, dude, what do you think about the feature? And then let me know how much I'm right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's cool. It's a cool feature, but I think it's definitely gonna come up with a lot of problems. Especially when it comes to giving people a chance to be able to play the game while you're playing, like that gives them like a button where they're able to like basically like Don said, it's gonna be a troll thing. It's definitely gonna, like, if you don't want to die in a game, definitely don't try to have that button activated. I mean, they're gonna have to definitely make sure that there's gonna be a setting where you can either have that be an option or not. They definitely need to really work out kinks in that if they can. I know it's gonna be hard. I mean, I know they're gonna try to they're trying to innovate the streaming service, but I mean, this right here, I think is it's cool, but it's not something that I would ever want to utilize or
how about
even
this,
try to utilize.
Dark, how about this? Is this an answer to what PlayStation 4 has with being able to have somebody else play your game via platform wise, not like streaming or whatnot, but you can have like your friend take over a game and stuff like that. Is it an answer to that?
Honestly, I think honestly anybody who uses this feature, it's kind of a cop out. I think I think it's just like basically saying, "Hey, friend, how about you help me out with this?
Help me get this achievement, sir."
Yeah, like help me get this achievement by playing the game for me. And I I don't ever agree with that because I think you should always. I guess it's because I'm an old school gamer. I think you should always have it where you should play the game yourself.
Hey,
God
Mega,
damn it! What's going on?
Mega, did you hear Dark just called himself an old school gamer, man? Do you have anything to say to that?
He did, and then he's like 19 with
I'm not 19, dude.
with no pubic hair. Is that
get out of here, man?
Wow.
What are you talking about?
Fred, you killing me.
I mean, Mega. I mean, let's be honest. You're probably like a few years older than me. Like, you're not that much older. It's just
I know I have a silky, milky voice, but how old do you really think I am? Some people say I'm 60, but I don't know. How old do you think I am?
I think you're like maybe 34, 36, somewhere around there.
Absolutely. I am 34 years old. You caught me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
All right. Just by my voice alone.
Is he effing with me right now?
Yeah, I am. But anyway, keep going. I'm
flattered.
I started out. I mean, yes, I know. People are probably gonna give me crap about it, but I started out on the NES. So I mean, yeah. I mean, Mega probably started out when the Magnavox came out. So,
You're still flattering me. I started out when it was arcade.
Mega started out with the pinball machine. Like it was.
I started with the pinball machine. Yeah. I started off. Yeah.
He started out before Pong was even really even.
Atari. It started out 2800. 2600.
Yeah, I started with the table arcade. That's when I started gaming.
He started out with table arcade.
I started on the table arcade. There was no Atari when I started gaming, baby.
Oh, goodness.
Let's go.
Yeah, the abacus.
No, I didn't have to. I ain't that old. Now, don't stop it, Fred.
I'm as old as you are, man.
Yeah, we doing it.
And by my voice alone, how old do you guys think I am?
Oh man,
you're like 10.
You're like 10. 10. I don't know. I think those snaps are your mom.
Speaking of pubic hairs, when are you gonna get some?
These snaps is your mom.
Fred is savage.
You're the oldest brother out of three other siblings.
What are you talking about, man? Those 25 kids that he has are his siblings.
Oh, here we go. Yep. Building my army. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, snap.
But on that note, since we're talking about features and stuff like that, I know there's a lot of people out there in the Xbox community who have been screaming for Xbox, please update and upgrade your upload studio. Come on, man. We've been dealing with the same upload studio for I don't know how long, but there seems to be some rumors going around, and I believe our brother Predator came up with something that could possibly be that. Pred, what was that article that you put in the DM? What was that whole kind of like editing thing consisting of, man?
So that was basically a trademark filing for this thing called Mixplay. But when you read it, and I'm going to pull it up real quick because I don't have it up. But when you read it, it sounds like a lot like Upload Studio. I'm not 100% sure at this point right now if it's not necessarily Upload Studio, but maybe it's a editing feature for gaming and stuff like that we could use for our footage and stuff like that. But like Upload Studio definitely needs a revamp. I know it's been talked about with Mike Ibarra. He's discussed it in the past, basically like within the last couple of weeks that they're working on it. And maybe this is what this is. And I'm still trying to pull this up. Sorry, guys. But basically, the trademark was filed February 14th-ish, and then it got posted on the 28th of February. I just ran into it
today. So it
today
took 2 weeks for it to post? They put
when they submit it, it takes a little bit of time for it to get approved by the trademark office, a USTPO or something like that. Mm-hmm. But so when it was submitted, it takes a couple of weeks, and so it got approved by the trademark office. And so once it gets approved, like they typically post, all the trademark filings and stuff like that. I mean, it happened like that's how we got the leak of the Xbox One S. It was based off a trademark or a filing from SEC, where they have to actually say, hey, this is what radio we're putting in this system. So those, like when you follow stuff that I follow, like you'll see these little hints at stuff being created and stuff that are coming out. Like again, the FCC filing that came out for the Xbox One S years ago, that basically led to us to find out about the One S. That's what it all led up to. So that's what that was. And this right here, Microsoft, they do a lot of trademark filings. They make a lot of money off of patents and stuff like that too. So when you follow that stuff, you'll see some of the stuff they're working towards. So in this particular case, it seems to match up very well with Upload Studio, just for what they're saying in it. So I'm hoping that's what this is. I think Jess Gordon just posted an article about it about an hour ago, and I thought I saw another video from what's the guy's name? Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting his name right now. Man with a Million.
Randall Soft Serve.
Rand just did a video as well on it too about.
I like to call him Randall Barbie, by the way.
Oh wow!
Why?
Because he is the only person I know at all who have played that Barbie on the 360 and got full achievements on it. So
Rand got too much damn time on his hands, man. I'm jealous as hell. I want Rand's gaming time, man. I do. Man.
So I'll read this trademark information real quick. It says computer software, namely digital content assets, and the nature of files and applications that allow users to personalize content and play games, download, share, and exchange computer software for creating, editing, viewing, publishing, producing, broadcasting, and playing animation, video, sound, graphics, blah, 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 blah. Does that not sound like Upload Studio to you guys?
And what did you say it was called again, at least in that?
Mixplay. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if something comes out from it. But it also says something that's really interesting. That kind of caught my eye too. The next paragraph says software as a service, which kind of makes me think it's
cloud.
Either cloud or you got to pay for this. Like you got to pay like a monthly subscription.
Oh, hopefully that would be in with your gold subscription. Then.
I would hope so too. So
you know what I'm saying? You're not going to take away Upload, or either that, or keep Upload there, just unupgraded, and then offer this service.
Yeah, have like a basic Upload Studio, and then if you want to start adding other stuff to it, like overlays, but certain content, I guess, to it. But the thing that kind of catches my eye is it uses the word mix. Well, I'm thinking Mixer-ish, maybe it's like included with Mixer, like it's embedded inside Mixer or something like that, maybe.
Well, dude, see, the funny thing was, and I think at least me and K Mega have talked about this on either past shows or stuff like that, is when they acquired Beam, they changed it over to Mixer. I believe me and K Mega was like, what if they combined Upload Studios and Mixer? Because there's certain things in Mixer that people want as well, like the ability to put an overlay on through your system and stuff like that. So with what you're talking about in terms of, video game playing, streaming, editing, that's all.
Oh shit!
Hey, we know that's your mom now. We know the truth. Xbox.
Hold on, I gotta pay the bills, man. I gotta pay the bills. Shout out.
You gotta wash some dishes, dog.
And she only gave you $1.99 for the dishes, man. That's under minimum wage.
I need more than that to do the dishes, by the way.
Oh, bro, you better. Yeah, your mom might give you that ass whooping.
Well, I think she figured, Jazz gave you
soaking.
She's gonna come back and get them $2 back when she get home and watch.
But hold on, check this out.
That is hilarious.
I really want to get in on this because I believe I can almost guarantee that me and Mega were talking about this, putting Upload Studio together with Mixer. Now, if they do put that together, call it Mixplay, and have the ability to edit your DVR clips, plus put an overlay on your Mixer stream and stuff like that. Does anybody hear that within what Pred is saying as well? Yo, Mega, what do you think, man?
Oh, well, that's what we talked about. I mean,
what we want, man.
That's what we want. I mean, because that's everything that we would need, and that would be the perfect competition against what PlayStation does. Because
Share Factory is
because Share Factory is absolutely amazing for PlayStation gamers out there, and you know what I'm saying, because it just jumps straight on to whatever that you want to. If it's Mixer, if it's if it's YouTube, wherever. I mean, Remo, I guess, wherever that they want to put it on.
I will say, Mega, I will say, and I'll let you continue, but I will say one thing that Upload Studio, Xbox, has over PlayStation and the Share Factory is the ease of bringing over your clips to the computer, because with the Xbox app, you can just go right to your DVRs and download it right there. You can download it right off the Xbox app, or if you want to put it in OneDrive, you put it in OneDrive, and then you can download it to your computer from there. Where with the PS4, you need like a flash drive or something of that nature to bring it over to your computer. So I will say, Share Factory is incredible with editing and stuff, but that's the one place where Xbox actually has the one up on them.
Yeah, because you can do more editing and things of that nature, but still, you know, Share Factory, when you just a person that just likes to stream, and some people are not really all, you know, interested into seeing all the cute stuff that you may add to your videos. They just want to see what you put on the stream.
Dropping a mic, man.
No, I mean, look, I just seen you show a cartoon. Look, I set the tone here, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, when I start showing Highlander and Russell Westbrook and all these other things, look at what Bot's doing. Look at Bot's gameplay again and see he's doing the same thing after he was dogging me out. Anyway, K Mega for the win.
No,
you guys got to stop giving K Mega a big head, okay?
No,
I don't have a big head. I'm very humble.
The clip he was talking about was actually the beginning to Sonic CD. It wasn't even a cartoon. It was still in the game, people.
Okay, so listen, I'm just saying. Listen, regardless, can we stay on topic?
Yeah,
Look,
let's go, man.
No, the fact of it is that, look, I mean, we all know that that Upload Studio needs a lot of work in the sense of just, I mean, look, Upload Studio would still be kind of cool if they modernized it, but they're still behind the curve when it comes to want to just stream directly to YouTube or to Ribmo or to Mixer or whatever. So why not implement both, put them together, have it to where all Xbox gamers that don't care about making videos like we do, and just stream, let them stream, let them show the gameplay that they want to show. If they want to take it to the OneDrive and edit that, I mean, it just all makes too much sense. And so that's why I'm hoping what Pred is bringing out, I just hope that this is true, because this will alleviate a lot of the problems that the Upload Studio has. Eradicate it, put it in the cloud, change it up, and just make it more easy for the gamers to have access to do what they want to do.
Well, I will say, like, I do call Predator kind of like the private investigator of the gaming industry, and to see him come out with this, and then Jez Gordon afterwards put out a tweet about the same thing, that says something, because Jez doesn't really do anything. He's in the know working for Windows Central. He's in the know on a lot of things. So when he tweets out, oh, this could be that or whatever, you think he has more of that insider knowledge on what it could and couldn't be, really. So I gotta say, first I gotta give, Predator his respect, because this dude does his homework, man. When we're talking like gaming news and stuff coming down the road, I will say Predator is that man that does that research and finds this stuff. So Predator, with that being said, you heard what me and K Mega said about taking like Mixer, putting it together with Upload, having it possibly mix play. Do you think that could be what they are talking about here?
Yeah, I could see them working with Mixer. Like I said, the spin on the word mix inside the name of this, whatever this trademark is, could possibly be exactly what you guys are talking about. I don't do a lot of video editing other than what I do for the podcast here, but like this award-winning footage that you guys are watching right now. But award-winning, right? But everyone knows Upload Studio has been, talked about getting an overhaul for a while, and the perfect timing would be something like this. Getting a trademark first is the first step, and then maybe announcing something at E3 would be the next step as they work on it, or maybe put it in the preview program so people can play with it, and it'll be probably the next big thing we see in the preview program. So I'm hoping it's what you guys are looking for and what people have been asking for, because right now I know for a fact that like when I try to do 4K videos, can't do it in Mixer. I mean, I can't do it on Upload Studio. I mean, I can't mess with it because I can't record it the way I want to. I have to put it on a hard drive and move it to my PC. So maybe this is a fix for that too. But Upload Studio needs an overhaul, and hopefully this is what it is.
Yo, shout out to the second sponsor of this show and this channel, Vogelskrieg. You know, the supporter of the year, people. And Vogel, we are going to be talking about something. You know, stay tuned. Something I know you'll be interested in. We have to get Dark Optimus's impression of this. Dark, I know you use Upload. Trust me, I know. I pull your gameplay from Upload every week. I know it doesn't seem that you're really big on like transitions and stuff like that in terms of your editing and stuff. But what do you think of the possibility of what Predator is talking about here with this patent filing? Does it sound like Mixer and Upload slammed together? And do you think it's gonna be a paid service or something that goes with games with gold? Man, what are your impressions, dude?
First off, I'm big on them in transitions. I just didn't know Upload Studio had transitions.
Oh, no.
I was an editor for 10 years, so I mean I know.
All right, check this out.
Like,
when you go to when it says add clip, don't add a clip. Go all the way to the
no,
top
I know.
to change
No, I
type,
know. I mean, I've added. I've
do
figured it out
tutorials,
now.
man, and you better watch.
I figured it out now, like after the fact, and like as you see in my gameplay now, it has transitions in it. I'm just more of a meticulous editor.
Yo, Dark did really good this week, man.
Dark did really good. I did like Dark's gameplay as well.
You know, there's
just better.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'll agree. I mean, I'm not saying I'm
work harder.
Disagree with that.
Work harder. 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 Otter. Get to it.
I just don't care. Like, I mean,
don't make him angry, Mega. Don't.
I mean, it's fun. You know, I think it's all fun in games.
Yeah,
you know,
it's all fun. It's
all trying to do.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'm sitting there. You know, I'm trying to get gameplay for bot, and I just don't have like the complete time that I should probably have to do it. But I mean, with this whole Mixer, you know, hopefully, if it is what it sounds like they're mixing Mixer with Upload Studio. That's fantastic. I mean, it's about damn time. Like, you know, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
get rid of.
It's been a while. You know what I'm saying, man?
I think it would be very, very beneficial as long as it's like, you know, if it works like an actual editing software does, it would be really good, you know, because I mean, you could just start streaming and then edit out clips that you want to use and then edit those together and then put in transitions and maybe even like hopefully maybe even eventually add you know, some other things to it, like, you know, like color correction or whatever. That would be fantastic. I mean, they definitely, I was gonna say like add music, but I don't think that's gonna really fly, especially on a lot of
copyright free music or under 30 seconds.
Right. Yeah. If it's copyright free or under 30 seconds, yeah. It's definitely it's a good thing, man. I mean, you know, they need something that kind of, you know, that gamers like to use, especially since they know this podcast, you know, like, I mean, even Mike Ybarra knows this podcast, you know, so I mean, he's seen that there's gameplay on here. I think they you know, they're kind of realizing, they're seeing that people are using a lot more, you know, streaming service, or, you know, there's people that are calling for that editing type of, you know, to their streams and stuff, which is definitely beneficial, because I mean, there are streams out there that could utilize the editing that Upload Studio delivers, but I think they should definitely upgrade Upload Studio to the point to where it looks more like an editing software over, you know, what it is now. Because I mean, the transitions they have now aren't really fantastic.
I like the look. All right, I do like the look of Upload Studio, and I like the ease of use that they have. Now the thing is, they haven't kept up with everything. Like, one of their main highlight intro outro transitions is from Sunset Overdrive, and like, they did nothing for Halo, they did nothing for Cuphead, they did nothing for any of the newer games out here. They there hasn't been anything to represent those. Even if they had like kept up to date with the games that they were dropping on the platform and had new intros, outros, transitions that went with those, it would have been good. But now I know me, I use Upload Studio to completely make my gaming news videos. I'm talking like the voiceover, all the gameplay and everything. I make my videos in Upload Studio, and I am.
But you do a fantastic job, dude. I mean,
I'm
like
screaming. Well, the voiceover quality is really good. I don't have to mess with any type of meters or volume or anything like that, and it puts my voice perfectly at the perfect volume compared to the gameplay in the background. I absolutely love that. And I'm screaming for them to upgrade this. And there's a lot of other people out there screaming for them to upgrade this. So even if for some rhyme or reason they put out a patent, but this never comes into fruition, I am begging Xbox, please upgrade Upload Studio. There is a ton of people that use Upload Studio just to show off games on Twitter or whatever social media and stuff like that. It is something that they really need to start throwing some stacks of money on and making that feature better for the gamers that own their platform. I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah.
Well, remember when I was bringing up at that point in time about what Xbox could do to even benefit the gamer that utilizes Upload Studio a hell of a lot more. Like if they have just if they upgrade it and they put certain they upgrade the tiles or whatever that you want to call them to where they look they look more modern, they can add more, and then they could even charge for a small price for like $1.49 or $2 for a certain type of, like, let's say if I wanted to do some stuff with Tekken, and I wanted to just I wanted to show some gameplay from Tekken or something of that nature, and I could get some tiles from Tekken that they'll have available, and you only have to pay like $1 or $2 for it. That still keeps it running, and also that just enhances it even more. I mean, that to me, you have a big abundance of stuff to people to use for free, but for special things that maybe some other people may not want to use, they can use that as well. Are
you saying that Tekken isn't as popular as it used to be, sir?
No, Tekken is fine. Tekken sold well. So no, I'm just saying
most people might not want to use, but you're using Tekken as an example.
I'm saying for me, if I wanted to use something for like Tekken or something in that nature, let me back off and let's just say this new game that's out for Xbox right now that I actually want to get, but I just don't want to pay $60 for. I think it's called the Eternal Bullet. It's kind of look like Borderlands, but it's like a Japanese version of Borderlands.
Really?
Hold on. It looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I gotta find it first. But anyway, but just certain games to that point, I think that it would be beneficial to them to do that. I don't see why they would want to let that go, or when you have an opportunity where people that still use it, because there's so many people that still bitch about, hey, look, I want them to upgrade it. It would just be cool. So I don't know, man.
I hear you, Mega, but I think you walk a fine line when all of a sudden you start adding things, even if they're $1 or $2 into a feature that has been free since 2013. I think
I'm saying for extra. Okay, here's the game. I found it right here. Sword Art Online. Fatal Bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son actually has that
stupid game.
Yeah, I want that game. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they wanted to put that game, if they wanted to put that as a tile, that'd be great for free. But how many people are going to use that tile? You see what I'm saying? So, like, if they wanted to just add more revenue to it, they could throw it out there for $1. I cop it because I might want to use it because that's a game that looks pretty cool to me. I would play it. So
honestly, at that point, I think that's you can't. I don't think they would want to do that. I don't think that's not consumer friendly.
You'll be right.
I think because with editing softwares, they don't charge you for frickin' transitions that they
some
don't
do.
charge
Yes,
you for
they,
that
yeah,
stuff.
some do. Yes,
Some
they do.
some do, but
editing software is like $200 though. Unless
But
you,
Right.
unless
exactly.
you know how to use 7-zip.
But it's also the transitions that they offer you are like really like pristine, like they're
Ooh, he said
really
pristine. That might be the first time I ever heard that word
I
on
can't spell
camera.
that.
That
they're
is, yeah.
they're
Nice.
they're definitely like the top notch type of transitions, but
They're the bee's
like
knees.
they're like things that you would use in like something like Transformers or something like that. It's just I just don't think charging somebody for transitions in a for just doing something like a gameplay for a game, that's not gonna, I don't think that's ever gonna fly.
Why
It'll
would it not
just,
fly? I don't. It's an option.
it's
If
only
they got plenty available.
I mean, yes, it is an option, but I just don't think, I think it'll be a big, huge deal, and people will make a big deal out of it, and then
Who gives a damn about people? Look, okay, don't let me get started with that. This is something I'm going to be talking about.
Do it. Do it.
No. I'll save it for GRG this next Friday. Him saying about the wine crybaby gamers out here that just complain about every damn thing. I will talk
that's
about
the
this
thing,
next week.
like you know that's gonna happen when that happens, if they do
Who
that.
cares? It's an option. If you don't,
it is an
want
option.
Don't
No, I'm
get it.
agreeing with you. It's an option, but here's the thing: like, I don't think it'll ever really
Hold on.
fly.
I relate this to back with the 360 themes for your background. Now, I was a big premium theme person and stuff like that. Like, they had free themes, but let's just be honest. The good ones were the premium ones that had like different movements and stuff like that, sound effects and stuff that would happen on your 360. So, I don't know. I'm iffy about that. I can hear I can hear what K Mega is saying. I'm just thinking with what Xbox is trying to do and be pro consumer and all that good stuff, and trying to make all these right decisions in terms of kind of like polishing their image. I don't think they'll do something like that right now. And I'm just hoping that they upgrade Upload Studio soon as well. I mean, I don't want to wait like another year for it or whatnot, because I love being creative, and I can only be creative so far with the tools that they are giving me now with Upload Studio to make my gaming news videos. So I'm hoping and I'm praying, man.
But you know what? With what you have at your disposal, you do a very good job, and that kind of shows in everything that this channel and this podcast is about. It's just like I agree with you on that bot, where it's like I don't think they definitely need to upgrade it first. They definitely need to do an upgrade to Upload Studio before we get into this whole transitions for charge type of model. I think if anything, if they do what Pred has been throwing into the DM, I think that'll be fantastic. Just kind of put them together, and it'll definitely
say as a service though, so they better link that to your
it'll also streamline. You won't have to like do your gameplay and then freaking have to go into Upload Studio and then put that together. All you have to do is just do your gameplay and then edit it from straight from there.
All right, guys. Again, time to pay the bills here. Vogelskrieg, supporter of the year. Thank you for the donation. He says, okay, let's wrap this shit up because I got games. Okay, PUBG. Hold on, my PUBG to play. Of course, PUBG to play. So, guys, we are going to listen to our supporters right now, and we are going to end the show. I will say that I already have a couple topics for next week, so we are off to a good start for next Saturday. But as for now, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, we got to get those plugs in. So, since Dark had the microphone, let's give him the mic again and let people know where they can find you, social media-wise, shows that you're on. Man, you know the deal.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Animus. You can also find me on Xbox Live at the same name. You can find me on the Quest Podcast every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and also we're giving out a giveaway. We're doing Dragon Ball Fighters as a giveaway. So hit up on my Twitter, and you guys will be able to get in and retweet and do all that stuff. Just go on my Twitter and you guys can find it. It's pinned to my profile. Also, oh, never mind. I ain't got none else.
He's not ready for that next announcement.
No, it's not ready yet.
Stay tuned. All right, man. Let's move on down the list. Yo, Predator coming through with that article, absolutely amazing. And of course, it is only proper to have you sign off here with your gameplay running in what I consider the best level I have ever seen in Hellblade. So why don't you let people know where they can find you and what you're up to, man?
Just been playing games, man. Trying to get in some, trying to get done with these RPGs that we were talking about earlier. But yo, Predator_HOS on Xbox, on PlayStation 4. Also have a Switch and Steam. It will be Predator. And make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, man. I don't understand why I don't have enough followers right now on Twitter. I should be well up higher than what I have right now. So hit me up on Twitter as well. You guys get all the good stuff, and I'll post my gameplay footage on Twitter as well.
Nice, brother. And K Mega, another fire show tonight. Great start to the weekend, in my opinion, man. Why don't you open up that Dead Sea Scroll and let people know where they can find you, sir?
Yeah, well, I got to piggyback on something that Predator said. Hey, you know what, guys? I appreciate all the support that I'm getting, but you know what? K Mega needs more subs on my K Mega 45 channel. Get y'all's ass out there and hit that sub button, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at everybody else around me, and they like, K Megas, I love you, but I'm still a bottom feeder. Come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? No, I do love the support though.
You got catfish whiskers.
I know, man. I'm over here eating on plankton. Anyway, so. So no, anyway, GRG will definitely be back next week. Been working like crazy, and so hopefully that job is done and they won't call backs, but we'll definitely have GRG Friday. Tonight we'll be doing the GRG game night. We'll be playing Battlefield 1 first, and then I'm going to hit up Halo 5 afterwards. So just hop in. The party is usually always open, and just come on in and just join us and just have a good time with us, man. We just like to play. Of course, we do BGST, me and Bot. Haven't done the multiplayer here lately, you know what I'm saying? But big shout out to the multiplayer. Of course, big shout out to Intro Media Gaming. And man, just great time to be a gamer, man. Everything is hot right now. I mean, PlayStation doing that thing.
I said it in 2017. 2018 is a huge year for games, man.
Yeah, and it you know what I'm saying, PlayStation is killing it with their thing, because I've been saying I'm really excited about Detroit, even though the graphics did drop quite a bit, but still, I'm here to play the game, not worried about super duper graphics. Also, this Xbox is what they're doing. They got games coming, Game Pass, everything, and then plus all the secrets that they have. And then Nintendo, they still keep on plugging along. PC's doing well. So, I mean, it's a great time to be a gamer, man. All the bullshit that you've been hearing, I always respect everybody's opinion. But, because everybody has everybody respect everybody's opinion. Always enjoy what people has to say. You know what I'm saying? But, don't take all this shit to heart, man, because some people getting angry for no reason. This console war bullshit is garbage. But anyway, man, we out, man.
Nice, beautiful, man.
Well, man, let me do my preaching, man. That's why you give me last.
I want to, before we sign off, I want to give a huge shout out, of course, to Foxy Games UK. Anytime anybody shows up live for the first time, please let me know in the chat. I will definitely shout you out. Dude, you are a very active part of the chat. It is good to have you in here, and I hope to see you next week. Shout out to our new sponsors for the channel. Guys, thank you so much. And I will say, shout out to Vogel as well, because he actually gave us the topic for next Saturday's next podcast. So stay tuned for that. But like I say every Saturday, guys, we will check you out next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace.
Vote for Dark Optimus.
No. Vote for K Mega again, even though he don't have a vote.
Determination to conquer all my ambitions, despite all the conditions. In light of my past decisions, made it to this position, and so my disposition. Not seeing